I love that. You're just carrying your mic pack.
Well, you know, they wanted to stick it on somewhere, but you know, you get these little humps.
Yeah.
They look kind of odd, so I just said I'd carry it and
I
set
wish
it
I
down.
would do that. I know, they try to, they're always, and they're so visible anyway. You'd think they would be able to do, they have computers smaller than that.
I know. Yeah, they haven't refined this as well as they should have. After all these years, with these little things sticking up, it's hard.
That huge
you know?
antenna, it's always sticking up, and I look like I have something sticking out of my back there. Well, we saw each other a few weeks ago in New York.
I just wanted to say, you know, I'm going in next week to have a mouth guard fitted.
Are you really?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And
because I have found the same thing. I wake up in the morning and my whole face aches. I've been gritting my teeth so hard.
But how did you realize it? Just because your face was hurting?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then wake up in the morning and you're like, you're so...
Right. That's the thing. I'm having shooting pains back here, too.
It's not good. No. And your teeth ache from, like...
Right.
Clenching them all night long.
There's a little trick. If you're trying to relax before you fall asleep, which I've been trying, but it still doesn't help with the clenching, if you notice when you're laying and you're trying to go to sleep, if your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth, you're not relaxed. Notice that next time, because...
I use that to keep my teeth from clenching.
No,
I stick my tongue up there.
No, that won't help, clearly. If your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth, you're not relaxed. So just be aware of that next time and relax it. But are you really going...
But then when I let my tongue come, then I clench my teeth, you see? So it's like, it's not a good situation.
I can't help you then.
No, I know.
Now, are you really going to do that, though? Because that's going to be uncomfortable for a while, too. Because
I would imagine.
The plastic thing.
But I don't want, you know, I mean, I have to do something.
Yeah.
I've only started this recently.
Me, too.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think it's the Bush administration.
Oh.
Put it down to.
Okay, well, we'll check into that and see if that's true. I certainly wouldn't have any kind of comment on that, but so anyway, I saw you in New York, and you look amazing, and as always, and everybody's excited that you're here. Everybody was going. And you're on the cover of More magazine right here, and. This is, you have a tattoo on your wrist.
Yes.
And what is the tattoo? What is
it's a Celtic knot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm surprised they didn't airbrush it out with everything else.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that, because it is, but you look absolutely beautiful, but it is so...
You know, I mean, I appreciate retouching.
Yeah.
I really do, especially at this age. But I just felt they kind of like...
But they always do that.
I look like I've been dipped in mortician's wax.
Yeah, and people, you get so conditioned to seeing women look like this, and you think, well, no one has any kind of elbow wrinkles, or there's nothing. And it's just not real. It's not true.
Yeah.
And they don't need to do that to you anyway. So what does this signify? What is the tattoo?
A Celtic knot, it is, it's just a symbol that has to do with, like, the continuous, the never-ending cycle of life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And your daughter has one also?
Yes. I actually think she conned me into doing it. She said, Mom, let's go get a tattoo together. It'll be something that will connect us forever. But I think really it was just a way that she could get a tattoo. And, but I bought into it, so.
Somehow mother-daughter seems connected forever anyway, but, you know, I don't know. What do I know?
She was underage and she got a tattoo.
And when did you get this done? How long ago?
Oh, it was about 6 years ago now.
Oh, and really, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's your first tattoo?
No.
Oh. What else do you have?
Oh, one that's really old.
Yeah?
Yeah. And one that's been there for about, I don't know how many years now. 35 years.
What is it, or do you not feel comfortable saying?
No, I tell you what it is.
What is it?
It's a crescent moon.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And where would it be?
It's actually just on my hip. It's still on my hip. Someday it'll probably be halfway down my thigh.
So it obviously it hurts. I mean, you know, it must.
This one didn't.
No?
This one didn't, because I don't think you have a lot of, you know, fleshy nerve endings here. So, but
Yeah.
I suppose other ones in other places.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know about that, but
Yeah, I would not want to have that done. It's beautiful, but I'm just,
Thanks.
you know, and then I'd always be, you know, a crescent moon, you're not going to regret that ever. But some people have things put on.
Well, you know, the crescent moon, it was like, it actually was, the first night I arrived in Paris, I was 19 years old, and I went to Pigalle, and which was at that time like a really rough neighborhood, a lot of, you know, sailors and stuff. Not that I was going there because of the sailors, I was going because of the tattoo parlor. But every design that he had, you know, it was like the crucifix and sinking ships and, you know, the Last Supper, stuff like that. So I had to find something small. So I took half of the Arab, you know, the Turkish, the star and the crescent moon. So I said, well, just give me half of that tattoo there.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up. It was either that or the Last Supper, and I just did
That would be a long time to sit there and wait for that.
would have been a long stretch.
I would get like a period or a comma. I would get that. Maybe. We'll be right back with more Jessica Lange right after this. I love the fact that you don't live here. You live in Minnesota still, which is where you're from, right?
Right.
And what part of Minnesota? What area?
It's in the kind of central part. It's in a beautiful river valley there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the Wisconsin border.
Mm-hmm. And do you have like a farm? You have a bunch of animals and
Well,
stuff?
we have a farm across the river, and then we have a house in this small town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
It is nice. It's a nice place to raise the children, and you know, it's like the back lot of MGM used to be. You know, Andy Hardy Street. I mean, it was great.
That's great. Yeah, I would love to eventually end up in a small town. I love that way of life, yeah. And you have how many kids living with you at home still?
We still have 2 at home.
2.
Yeah.
16?
16 and 17.
Mm-hmm. So they're in school still?
They're still in school.
And what do they want to do?
Well, my oldest, I mean, my oldest daughter has graduated from college now, but my next daughter, who's graduating this year, is looking at colleges. She wants to go she wants to go out east to school.
That's nice.
And I think probably do some creative writing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a great job of balancing. I think that every role that you do, you're amazing. You've been nominated something like, what, 9 times for an Academy Award?
Not quite.
Yeah, I think like that. 6 times. And you were in my favorite movie of all time, Tootsie.
Really?
I love that movie. I love that movie. Everything about it. I love the story. I love the humor. I just love that movie.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's a good film.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's
Still
really
holds
good.
up. I
Yeah,
saw
it does.
Yeah. And so tell us about Big Fish. What is that movie?
Well, it's a very it's a beautiful story, actually. It's a story about a man who is coming to the. I mean, he's dying basically, and not basically, he's dying. I mean, there's like and I'm not a storyteller, so it's hard for me to I can get off on tangents here. But anyhow, so his son, who has been estranged from him for a long time, comes back home to be with his father at the end. I play, and the man is played by Albert Finney as an old man, and then by Ewan McGregor, because there's like the story, and then there's the backstory, which is all told kind of like through fantasy. And it's a story about a son trying to come to terms with who his father is, and the mother's trying to, that's my part, trying to get him to accept his father and to love his father for who he is, and to forgive him, and to learn a little tolerance before the man dies. So.
All right.
Yeah.
And Tim Burton directs it?
And Tim Burton directs it. It was a beautiful script, and he did a great job. You know, there's a lot of fantasy in it, but at the core, it's really this kind of love story, this family story.
All right, and you have a clip of you and Albert Finney?
Yeah.
All right. So you're a mom, you're an amazing actress, and now you're doing this work. I heard you speak about it in New York when I was there with UNICEF. You're a Goodwill ambassador. You just got back from the Congo, and we have. That just must be heartbreaking to witness that and come back and.
Well, you know, you feel really that you're kind of, you don't understand how you can be cohabiting, coexisting on the same planet, really, when you see what these people have experienced and the tragedy of their lives and what they, what they continue to suffer. There's been a war in the Congo for the last 5 years. It's one of the most devastating wars ever in Africa. There have been, somewhere 3 to 4 million people killed within the last couple years. I mean, it is, and one of the things, what I was dealing with there specifically was in the area of sexual violence against women and children as a weapon of war, as a systematic weapon of war. And it was really that and the child soldiers, children, boys as young as, and girls too, as young as 9 years old, fighting, committing these terrible atrocities and witnessing these, I mean, some of the most horrendous thing you can imagine. So it was an extraordinary time for me. I mean, it really was like I had been given this gift, to kind of open my life to something else. And I'm very grateful for it and hope that the work that, that it'll make some difference. And the main thing is to somehow draw attention because it has gone kind of under the radar in this country. I guess just because of everything else, it has not gotten the kind of media attention that it needs. So.
Well, you certainly are drawing more attention, and thank you for sharing that with us. And if you want to learn more about Jessica's work with UNICEF, go to our website. And Big Fish opens in select theaters throughout December and nationwide January 9th. Jessica, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with our New Jersey correspondent, Lisa Lamb, right after